Ledger staffers asked what the Attorney General's office could do to help combat the growing gang problem seen in the suburbs. While Coakley's role in criminal prosecutions as Attorney General is far less than it was when she served as DA, she said she would like to assist cities and towns with training.
In Quincy, the number of drug arrests is actually a story that it basically doubled between 2005 and 2006. We've had gang problems and kind of support leadership or guidance or whatever else can you provide to the folks that are handling this? I mean, and to whatever extent do you see this as things like this as pervasive problems or big problems, that sort of thing?
I have watched with some interest the level of gang activity, in Norfolk County, which is really not something we'd seen before. I'm used to it in the early 90s, certainly in Lowell. In Boston, we saw the surge, we sort of saw it come down, but it's sort of a different dynamic in this area. Part of what we can do are on a range of things, because I don't want to interfere with what the DAs are doing, but around training, for instance, I would like to see, and I have not done it yet, but on my agenda is to try and develop with the chiefs of police and other departments the ability to train local police better. I mean, cities and towns are dying, as we know, for sources. Numbers of police are down. The ability to take people, to send them to training to keep up to speed, everything from dealing with gangs or drug investigations or cybercrime, I think we can start to play a role. I hope we can play a role doing that. We do now provide some resources in the form of prosecutors, some to Boston. I know we have one in Fitchburg, and this is, the way Tom Riley had it set up, and I'm looking at how we can do it most effectively, but we provide what are called safe neighborhood prosecutors. They're actually assistant AGs, but they function as assistant district attorneys in the district courts and do that work. We provide for when there's a conflict or something more complicated, we can take certain cases that the DAs can't take. But frankly, on the day-to-day, what's happening in the communities, violence, I'm somewhat limited in what I can do. I mean, unless all the DAs would love more money and, I have my own budget, but I don't give them direct grants. But certainly on issues around legislation and policy training, those are kinds of things that I meet with them. I or somebody from my office meets with them once a month, so I stay in touch with them. And I said to them what I want to do is provide really a resource and help them to navigate through some of this stuff. Unlike other states where AGs do the work directly, I don't really, I could, but we haven't done that historically, and it doesn't make sense for an AG to do it.
Are you limited by resources, by choice, by statute? Because I mean,
It's not by statute.
Right, Paul McLaughlin was working on gang units.
But as an assistant Suffolk district attorney, he was actually assigned to the DA's office.
Special AG that was assigned to him. But wasn't there an office out of the AG's office that was working on gang-related and drug-related at that time?
There was and still is, the Safe Neighborhood Initiative. In fact, we have about $600,000 in personnel right now that are assigned to the various DA's office, and it comes out of that time period from the early 90s with when Ralph Martin was the district attorney, and we had people in Superior Court and District Court. What Tom did was expand it to a couple of the other courts. I think there was someone in New Bedford. The question I have is, how valuable is that? Is it better for me to give people directly, just give bodies for this, or are there other things that we should be doing? So I'm looking at how we can be most helpful in some of the approach to gang and drug stuff.